So now that you selected this version of yourself that you want to be, now that you got some clarity on the reality that you want to shift into, where your desire does exist, you must, like Neville Goddard said, you must become identified with that character and feeling. This is a key point, right? Because as long as you keep seeing this version of yourself, this character, this reality, this state, as like there is separation and you see it as like from a distance, you think of it, right? There's this whole topic of thinking from versus thinking of, right? As long as you're not become really identified with that character and viewing the world from that character's point of view, you will not see the manifestation of that, right? So like Neville said, you must become identified with that character and feeling, and you would be amazed how quickly you will realize your dream, right? So the feeling that would be yours, the mood that would be yours, would you now be this character? This is what now we have to awaken within ourselves. So the only sacrifice you are called upon to make is to give up your present concept of self, your present identity, right? You have to let go of the present mask you're wearing in the game of life, so to speak. And you have to appropriate the desired state, right? The desired reality, the desired mask that you want to express. Because whatever you wear within, right? Whatever mask you put on is reflected back. Whatever, reality you internally assume and accept to be true for yourself is what your world reflect back. So this is a very important point because yes, the sacrifice that you have to make is you have to give up your present identity, right? Because in your present identity, stay here with me. This is very logically. In your present state, in your present reality, you don't have the desired manifestation. So you don't have your desire. So you won't find it here. You can't stay here and try to work out a way. But you have to die to that current identity, to that current state, by making alive the new state. So I would switch this around. Instead of giving up your present concept of self and appropriating the desired new identity, new state, it's actually the opposite way. By appropriating the new state, you will die to the old. It's not that you let go of an old state and then magically you find yourself in the new state. No, it's by you basically viewing the world from that desired point of view, viewing the world from already having achieved the goal, becoming identified with this character, imagining a scene that implies your wish is fulfilled. By doing that and filling up your awareness, right? Filling up your inner garden with the mood and the state of the wish fulfilled more and more, you will become identified with the new character, with the version of yourself that already has achieved the goal. And more so will you, quote unquote, die and give up to this old identity. It's time for a short ad. Because right now I am running my Christmas special offer, which is the largest sale I've ever done, where you can save $1,000 on my usual program price, and where you can also get a free one-on-one coaching session with me personally on top of that. This is only for 25 people, and this is only till the end of this year. So if that is interesting for you, then simply go to upgradeyourlife.com/Christmas or check out the link in the video description. And now enjoy the video, right? And the second part of this quote is this: what you must strive for is being, right? Doing things is okay. Having things is cool, but being things, that is where the real fun starts, because then it is who you are. And then your life constantly, like in an overflowing, abundant way, shows you more of that because you are it right now. So you must strive after being, right? Not trying to make it happen or being it right now within. That's why I always say, don't imagine to get, don't, make internal shifts to get something on the outside. No, make the internal shifts to be it within fully, and then your world simply will confirm that and reflect that. So in order to do, it is necessary to be, because doing follows being, right? Means if you change your doing, but your being level hasn't changed yet, right? If you change what you do on the outside, if you change your actions, if you change your, what you say and do, but on the being level, you're still in the old state, then nothing much will change, or it will be only short-lived. So the end of yearning is to be. The end of desiring something is now to be in the wish fulfilled. Your concept of yourself can only be driven out of consciousness by another concept of yourself, right? So if you don't like the state you're currently in, by starting to, like I said earlier, shifting into a new state, basically the old state will no longer be what you are identified with. So by creating an ideal in your mind, you can identify yourself with it until you become one and the same with the ideal, thereby transforming yourself with it. There's a very powerful quote from Neville, which is something along the lines, you have to be like a moth that devotes itself to the flame, right? So a moth, when it flies around in the dark and it sees a flame, it eventually becomes one with the flame, right? In its desire to be in the light, it basically, flies in the flame, quite sadly, obviously dies, and it becomes one with the flame, right? It is now one with the flame. Its substance, its wings, all of it becomes the flame. And the flame is simply a metaphor right now for your desired state, and you have to be like the moth, right? You have to be in that state fully, right? That's, I never said, what you must strive for is being. So not yearning and I want this flame, I want this, I want this. No, you must be in it right now internally, in your internal world, right? So if you need any help with that shift, I explained this shift in my free masterclass. That's the first link in the video description, pinned comments. If you want additionally help, right? If at one point in the journey you say, okay, like I understand these concepts, they align with me, I understand this philosophy, I want to adopt this. I right now want to have, a game plan for my situation. I want you, Niklas, as a mentor, as a coach, as a friend, as an accountability partner. You want like-minded people who also apply Neville. You want a system, then join my program. I mean, I have a program where we can work together. If that's you, then just apply and see if you're a good fit. And if that's not you, then it's also fine, and just continue on YouTube and just continue in your own journey, right? So that's it. I'm looking forward to hear from you guys. I'm looking forward for your comment, your feedback. Talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.